What is going on, guys? My name is Justin Furniel from Pushing Profit. Hope everyone is having a beautiful day today. Now, in today's video, I'm going to be sharing the secrets on how to become a profitable day trader. Now, keep in mind the information I'm going to be sharing, it's not like top secret, Area 51 classified information. It's more like tips, strategies, and resources that I personally use to become a profitable day trader. Now, key phrase, profitable, because although I've had many losses in my trading career, I've always been able to stay in the green. And what I mean by that is that I've always been able to stay profitable. Right now, there's a lot of people online that say it's easy to day trade, they never lose, but in reality, even every single great trader has losses, right? Losses are inevitable, right? Everyone's gonna have it. Now the goal is to mitigate your risk, is to reduce those losses and have a higher percentage of wins. So we're gonna take a look into my computer and we're gonna see what tips, resources, and strategies that I personally use to stay profitable. Alright, so now we are officially in my computer screen. For those of you guys that might ask, I'm using the TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim platform. Is this the best brokerage or platform out there? It's really up to you. This is what I feel comfortable with. Now, this is going to lead into the first thing when it comes to becoming a profitable trader, and it's really about just being comfortable with what software or program or brokerage that you're using. Now I know TD Ameritrade is not available in like every region of the world, so for those of you guys that are in different countries, just look up brokerages that you guys are available to you guys, and start learning those. It's really vital that you guys get comfortable and learn about how to use what you're watching stocks on, right? But they're all gonna be slightly different. They're gonna have their pros, they're gonna have their cons. Really just do your research on that. Now the second thing that I'm going to say, in order to become a profitable trader, you're really going to want to educate yourself on just the charts and price action and movement, right? Now these are things like learning what supports and resistances are, demand and supply zones, your trend lines, things like that. Now I do have a great video out there which really explains in really good detail about supports and resistances. So if you guys are interested, feel free to check out that video. Now I do plan on putting more content out there, but if you guys have any specific things you guys want me to put out there, definitely leave that in the comment section below. But that is absolutely vital, just understanding how to read the charts and price action and movement. Alright. Now the third thing is really just having the right tools available to you. Now not all brokerages are going to offer a lot of tools, right? And what I mean by tools, I'm talking about indicators, right? Now the TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim platform has a wide variety of different indicators that we have access to. There's other brokerages that are very limited. Like for example, if you're trading on Robinhood, there really isn't any indicators that they give you besides maybe the MACD and the RSI. But you could definitely rely on those if it's really up to you. Just study the indicators what you need to have. Now in my situation, I use a couple of indicators. I use the RSI. I do have a great video explaining on how to use the RSI. So if you guys are interested in learning more about that, feel free to check out that video. And I use a couple of other indicators as well. I use the VWAP. I'm not going to really get into that, what that really is. I might drop a more detailed video about that. I use the EMA line, the SMA line. But yeah, it's really, I'm not here to just like confuse you guys and tell you about a whole bunch of things I use. But it's really about just picking a platform that does offer, good indicators for you to use. Again, Robinhood does have its limitations. I believe Webull has a little bit more of indicators that you might have access to. I do have a link in the description below if you guys are interested in signing up with Webull. If you sign up with my code, I believe you'll be able to receive 2 free stocks or something like that. But yeah, the next thing I'm going to say is when you're trying to become a profitable trader, you're really going to want to know when to cut your losses, right? Now this is something that everyone struggles with, or everyone it takes time to overcome, right? And I could give you so many examples of where I could have just taken a loss of $100, $50, $300, and I ended up not cutting my losses. And instead of having something be a day trader, which it should have been from the beginning, I end up holding it, and now I'm $1,000, I'm $1,500, I'm $2,000 down, and I've been in that situation multiple times. And it's really about just like getting ourselves more trained to really just be able to cut those losses. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, every trader is going to have losses. Your goal is to mitigate your risk and reduce those losses. If you know or if you don't see signs of an upward trend coming back up, take your loss. Sometimes, you know, taking that small loss is really going to pay off in the big time, in the end, because if you take that $300 loss, you know, you might have the opportunity to find like another trade that might get you $1,000. You know, don't turn a day trade into a swing trade. I know many of us have done that in the past. I personally still do that sometimes, but it's really about training yourself to not do that, right? Now, another thing that I'm going to say is vital to becoming a profitable trader is knowing exactly what you're trading, right? Now, when it comes to trading stocks, there's so many different niches out there. There's people who trade penny stocks, momentum stocks, people who trade ETFs and things like that. It's really good to just understand what you're trading and which direction is it going. For example, if we take a look at something like SPY, which is basically the S&P, just tracks the S&P 500, right? And if I could find it real quick, I'll just type it in. This is typically a stock that is only going to really do movements of like 1/3% a day. So if you have an account, and I'm going to pull out the calculator real quick. If you have an account size of $5,000 and you're really only getting 1/3% on your trades, you're really only going to be making $15. Now, is $15 worth it? It really is up to you, right? That's just something that I guess in the beginning it's not really about making as much as you can, but learning as much as you can. But you might want something that's a little bit more volatile if you have a smaller capital, right? So what I'm saying is like something like DGAS or UGAS, where it's going to be able to have potential to make up to 3% in a day, right? Now, if you have your same, again, $5,000 times, you know, 3% in a day, which is doable, you know, that's $150 a day, you know, and if you compound that, you know, let's say out of a 5-day trading week, you end up only making, you know, 150 like 3 times. That's equivalent to 450 in a week, and then, you know, over time you could just keep building your account. But again, you got to know exactly what you're trading, what opportunities are available when you trade this particular stock or ETF or whatever it is that you're trading, right? And then again, I want to really express, you also want to know what direction is this going? Is this in an upward trend? Is this in a downward trend? I see a lot of people, they really try to get into penny stocks when they first start trading, just because penny stocks don't require a lot of money to make money. But at the same time, the majority of penny stocks, they really just have a downward direction, and a lot of people who start trading, they don't realize that. So you could definitely make a lot of money trading penny stocks, right? But you got to know when to buy and when to sell. And now, for someone who's not really experienced, do you see value in something that's just consistently heading downwards, right? Someone who's like a little bit more experienced, they might be able to identify the best spots to buy in a day and sell out in a day. Again, is this something I recommend for beginners? Absolutely not. But that's why I always want to stress that you want to know exactly what you're trading. Okay. Now, the next thing I want to say to become a profitable trader is always coming up with a plan. Every time you enter a trade, you're going to want to have a exit strategy. When do you want to take your loss? When do you want to take your profit? And that's really important, because even though you're up, you know, stock isn't going to forever go up. No stock just forever, you know, the stock market, it goes up and down, right? And that's something that you definitely want to pay attention to. Where you want to set, where is your target? Where are you going to say, okay, this is enough, I'm not going to lose anymore? Where are you going to say, this is enough, okay, I made my profit for the day, right? And that's really key. It's just something that you got to be consistent with, and just always go ahead and try to do that. Something that a lot of people have told me in the past is to always keep a trading journal, right? Which I haven't done. I've been keeping like a mental trading journal, but I feel like that might not be as effective as like having an actual journal. And write down what made your trade successful, what made your trade unsuccessful, and then keep that in your mind and study that. That's really going to help yourself in the long run. Now, the next thing I want to say is you're going to want to really try to build up as much experience and knowledge as you can. Now, just like any other profession, like a doctor, you know, they go to school for years, you know, same with trading. You don't want to like become more experienced with what you're trading, right? For example, someone that's like just started day trading yesterday, they're not going to be as profitable as someone who's been doing this for a decade, right? They might get lucky, but in reality, someone who's doing this for a decade is definitely more likely to have a better odds of making some profits for the day, right? And something that you guys could do to gain that experience is simulated trading, or sometimes called paper trading. Now there's a lot of brokerages out there that do offer this, and I definitely recommend it. I wish someone had told me when I first started that I could practice trading in the real market and put my knowledge to the test with simulated money. Would have definitely helped me out in the early stages when I first started trading. But again, it's not something that you absolutely have to do, but I would recommend that 10 out of 10 times to everyone who wants to get into day trading or just become profitable, right? Because again, you get to test out your skills and your experience in the real-time market without actually having that loss of your actual capital. You get to protect it while you're still learning. So definitely something I recommend. Now when you add everything I said together, you're really gonna be able to come up with a formula that's gonna help you become more profitable more consistently. And everything that I mentioned, it does take time, it does take effort, but then again, nothing is worth having comes easy. You know, in reality, that's just how the way life is. And I believe a lot of people fail in the stock market simply because they want instant gratification. You know, they want to turn their 5,000 into 5 million in a day with penny stocks. And you know, I met countless amount of people who they lost in the stock market. You know, statistically, 90% of people who trade in the stock market end up losing. I can't tell you how many times I've spoken to people. They're like, "Oh yeah, I tried day trading. I lost this amount." I mean, even recently, on one of my vacations to the Dominican Republic, I met a group of people who said they lost $10,000 trying to learn trading. You know, had they tested their skills out with paper trading or just tried any of the things I mentioned earlier in this video, they might not have been losing so much money. Because again, $10,000, I don't know about you, but that is a lot of money even to someone like me. So overall, what I'm saying, in order to become a profitable day trader, it's going to take a lot of determination. It's going to take a lot of persistence and a lot of patience, and that's something that a lot of people just don't want to try or give into when it comes to day trading. Like I said, everyone wants instant gratification, but it just doesn't work like that. But when you do all that, your efforts do reward you in the long run. And that pretty much wraps it up. For those of you guys who might be interested, I do have a free Facebook trading group. Pushing Profit is the name of the group. I'm going to have the link in the description below for those of you guys who are interested in joining. I'm just trying to build a community of like-minded individuals who are interested in trading, entrepreneurship, and real estate. So again, I welcome anyone to join. It's going to be the link in the description below. If you guys definitely like this video and feel I earned your thumbs up, definitely I encourage you guys to hit that like button. Again, I'm going to be dropping a lot more content that goes way more into depth when it comes to just explaining about different indicators or anything else you guys want me to kind of make videos on. So I encourage you guys to hit that subscribe button, also hit that notification bell button so you guys could always constantly be updated. But yeah, that's pretty much it. My name is Justin Furniel from Pushing Profit, and I'm out. Peace.
Perfect.